Let's go through the rest of these tables quickly. Your opponents are stored in the teams table. Like the players table, the teams table can be viewed in either a browse view or in a form. We'll take a look at it in both. Let's start with the browse view. Again, you are prompted to select the index order. You're asked if you want to view the teams alphabetically by team names, or once you've started to track your league's wins and losses, you can use the league ranking order. Again, like in the players table browse view, you are asked if you want to add a new team, which will add a blank record so you can insert your new team's information. We'll respond no for now. Okay, now the browse view looks much like the one we saw when we browsed the players table. Again, tab and use the arrow keys to move to the cell you want to edit, make your changes, and tab out, thereby saving your edits. Okay, let's look at the form view of the teams table. Again, select your index order and note that you are not asked about adding a new team. Again, the buttons in the navigation bar cover this. You can move up and down, next, previous, top, bottom. And then when you want to add a team, you click on the add button. If you want to edit, you click on the edit button. Make your changes and then click on save or revert if you decide against the changes you made. And then to get out of the form, you click on the exit button. And this takes you back to the menu of tables. Field view. The field view table is a summary of the data you entered into the lineup table. The field view table is only available in a browse view. The listing will always start with the newest lineup at the top of the listing. Okay, the field's lineup number, game date, game time, and field are self-explanatory. Home team is what we call a logical data type field. It will either be T for true or F for false. T, in this case, means you are the home team. F would indicate your team is the visitor in this game. Okay, the opponent field. Of course, this is who you're going to be facing. Now, there's a group of 3 fields for each of the defensive positions. P stands for pitcher, and is where you would put the pitcher's name. PNO, P number, is the pitcher's jersey number. PBO is the pitcher's position in the batting order. Okay, the fields preceded with the C are for the catcher. B1 is for first base, B2, B3 for the bases, SS, shortstop, etc. And for each of these, there's a similar group of 3 fields for each position. As well, EH1 is for the first extra hitter position, and there's room for 6 extra hitters. Let's scroll across. Substitutes are designated by 2 fields. Sub 1 through sub 7 represent the players' names. Sub 1 number through sub 7 number is where their jersey number goes. So again, you can have up to 6 extra hitters and 7 subs. And a caution here, changes made are not automatically updated in the lineup table that actually generates this field view record. More on this later. All right, go back to our list. Emails. A record is kept of every email you send from the system. If you sent attachments, a reference to the file's name and path where it is stored is placed in a field we call a memo field. If there was an attachment sent, the memo field, the word memo, will start with a capital letter. it's a lowercase letter, then there is nothing in this memo field. To see the contents of this field, you open by pressing down on the Control key, and while holding it down, press the Page Up key. You can view the attachment information, and then when you're through, press Control plus W, like we did in the Browse window, and this closes the edit box. Okay, the help file. The help files can be viewed in Browse or Form View. You can add any notes or change the descriptions I've used however you like. Locate the one you want to edit. Use the Control plus the Page Up to open the edit box, and then press the Control plus W to close the content field from the Browse screen. Or in the form, click on Edit, make your edits, and then click on Save or Revert from within the form view. Game results and league standings. You can also browse the tables the game results and league standings program generates. Schedules. You can only view schedules from within the Schedules program. Okay, let's go back to the top and take another look at the lineup table. There are a lot of options for browsing the lineup table, but most frequently, I just go to this view, batting order. To get to the other options, press Control W to close this window, and you get first the option to run the lineup checker. We'll cover this in a second. Then you get the full list of menu options for browsing the lineup table. You can try all of these once you get your own data. Let's go back to my most used option 1. You can use the arrow keys once you get in to scroll up and down, left and right. This first option view is the only view where the first 3 columns are locked. So you can scroll to the right using the arrow keys, and notice that the first 3 fields stay in place, so you can always see who it is and their jersey number and so on. It's also the only option with access to the lineup checker mentioned before. Okay, click through the fields we use. Lineup number, and name, pretty self-explanatory. Ord is the position in the batting order for the starters. This field also controls the order subs are listed on the lineup card you can generate in the Game Docs feature. The next field, sub, is the same as order for the starters, but for the subs, it's the position in the batting order where they are slated to enter the game. Notice lineup number 134, Willie will sub in the 10 hole, and Fred will sub in the 11 hole. Moving across, the next 3 columns are the stats that I use for determining my lineup. I use ESPN's iScore Baseball for scorekeeping and stats generation. If you do that, you can generate a file that will automatically update the stats in the system. Okay, start is the field where you put the starter's defensive position. If this is blank, that person is not a starter. STPOSCHGI stands for Starter Position Change Inning. You see Herman started as an extra hitter, and in the 4th is going to right center field. Spider, the starting right center fielder, is going to be the extra hitter. You mark the inning a starter player leaves the game in the sub outfield. And if they're going to re-enter, you use the re-enter field to mark when they're coming back into the game, and re-enter POS is the defensive position they re-enter into. Sub-in marks the inning a substitute player will enter the game, and sub-position is the position they will take. The next two fields accommodate a substitute that you plan to move. All this coding lets the system automatically fill in S1 through S7 fields. These are used to generate the game plan report. The field labeled substitute may seem redundant, but it is used to generate the lineup card and is filled in by the system. We'll show you that when we view the lineup card. This is followed by more stats. Press Ctrl W closes the browse window. The lineup checker will now open and give you the chance to check to see whether you have a problem with your lineup.